listening to Peace of Mind on KINF 99.1 FM and 730 AM.
Welcome again to Peace of Mind Radio with Rodney Lim, Communicating Love, and co-host Brenda Harper. Question that brought up during the commercial time was about stress and why is it that some people are so stressed and others are not? And that's a good question, and that's an individual thing per person. But if you think about those people that you're around and you say, hey, take a chill pill. And it seems like they're not stressed, but they certainly stress everybody else. What I found in my work with many people and through hypnosis is that for them to de-stress is actually more stressful because as I've worked with individuals, finding out what's underlying their need to constantly be distracted by being stressed everywhere else outside of themselves is because deeper inside they are stressed about some unresolved issues. And that just keeps them busy, always distracted. And so really a good test to that. And here's something that everyone can benefit from is learning to meditate. And if you find that you cannot meditate and enjoy that you've got too much stress that you're carrying around constantly.
I like your point that folks who cannot, if you cannot take that break, if you can't relax and just chill out yourself, okay, in your own private time, if you can't just relax and let life flow, there probably is some underlying issues that you may really want to think about addressing for your health.
Lifestyle Alliance, we have a fat loss program going, and it brings up some points about stress that I want to jump into briefly, and that's about fat loss. And I have a few points from Dr. Mark Hyman. He's an MD, and he talks about the importance of stress. Weight loss are often symptoms of deeper occurring beneath the surface mind miscommunication and stressors with that. So how does the stress impact our metabolism? He talks about that when we get stressed, it shifts the body into survival mode, which is the sympathetic we've been talking about. And by that, it causes a lot of problems with our digestion, which slows that down. It creates weight gain, hormone imbalance. We've been talking about that. Autoimmune conditions, bloating, cramping. It slows the body down, and so we're not going to be producing that. And even more so, that produces cortisol, which only increases insulin, which inhibits weight loss, and actually increases belly fat. And so stress, and that's the big thing, is to get rid of that belly fat. And so one of the biggest ways is to decrease your stress. Find ways to meditate, get some help, change those perspectives. Because my goal is to help people become independent. So anything I do, my goal is, I don't remember the author's name right now, but the title of the book is Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers. It's a pretty medically intensive book, but the basic principle is that the reason that zebras don't get ulcers is because they don't stress. Okay, if they're being chased by a lion, they're running. And as soon as the lion catches one, they're not stressed anymore. They stop and they're grazing. And it's been observed that the zebras can even be grazing right next to a lion eating. It's because that they know they're not threatened at that time. That's much different than we do as humans when with our imagination. Again, I find myself so much doing de-hypnosis, and not hypnosis. We stress ourselves out. So it's important that we learn to diminish that stress, and when we do that, we're not going to be doing that emotional eating that causes so much extra consumption.
And which happens late at night.
Yeah, late at night after the sun goes down.
And sometimes Mark Hyman, he has a lot of great stuff on the web about stress and digestion, and he's a functional medicine doctor. You can Google him. A lot of great stuff on him.
Yeah. So a couple of quick tips is when you're eating, start each meal with 3 deep belly breaths. That's going to let the tension go. It's important that when we eat, that we are relaxed when we eat, and that will help our digestion. Another is to observe your own thoughts. When you're eating, are you telling, oh, this is terrible to eat, I shouldn't eat it? Or are you saying, I'm enjoying the food completely and thoroughly? Our mind talk, are we our best friend or are we our best enemy? And so the talk that we have with ourselves. When you eat, do so with willing intention. You know, a lot about hypnosis today. One of the things that got me interested as a child watching hypnosis was that seeing this person be handed an onion and told it was an apple. And they eat it, oh, such a crisp apple. That shows how strong the imagination is. And we need to pay attention to our own imagination, because it does affect how our body's going to accept all the food that we eat. When we eat the food and we say, I choose to eat this, I choose to enjoy it, then our body is happy and it can enjoy the food and digest it much better.
You're listening to Peace of Mind on KINF 99.1 FM and 7:30 AM.
Oh, was there a phone? Oh. Welcome back. This is Rod Lynn with Communicating Love, here to help you with your most important relationships, specializing in relationship tune-ups and makeovers.
About just dealing with stress a little more effectively.
Well, the whole goal, the principle, is to be more aware and understand that we do not need to be a victim of our schedule, of our activities that we have chosen to be involved in. As we be more conscious, there's that good English there, be more conscious.
Love it.
As we become more aware of the stressors in our life, some we choose to participate in, and some we feel like a victim of, and understanding that maybe we can't change it instantly right now, and yet as we create a plan to change, then that's a slow down and learn to be more aware of your stress and to do some things like meditation, learn some hypnosis, learn some other techniques to de-stress yourselves. Is that the need to compensate for that stress, and medication is often not needed anymore. Of course, work with your doctor, and yet many have gone off their medications from high blood pressure by learning to de-stress better.
Well, there's an amazing machine. I can't think of the top of the name of it right now, but it's basically teaches people to breathe and to slow their breathing down.
Okay, so yeah, that brings up respirate. I have a program called Heart Math, and that is a program that helps instruct deep breathing and practice that. And medically, it shows when you practice that deep breathing as it instructs, is that you're going to change your whole environment. When you change your habit of the way you breathe, not just shallow breathing, like was taught before, is by using that Heart Math style, learning to breathe evenly and deeply, and do it enough that we're changing our subconscious to be able to breathe that way more often and more consistently, that the stress in all areas of life decrease.